That was poetry. That was Vin Diesel acting alongside Dame Judi Dench and Colin Feore, one of Canada's finest.
2 out of the 3 were acting.
Right? Well, maybe so, but he still got them to do it. That's amazing. He got Dame Judi Dench to play a character who can sort of float across the air as an air elemental. Are you kidding me? And whoa, Daddy Newton, are you kidding me? I mean, I just watch her scenes again and again. Okay, I admit it. All right. Once again, we're going back to whose ego are we satisfying here? By the way, wonderful actress, absolutely makes Westworld.
You're digging it deeper. Don't.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but it's the truth. But it's all
right.
And she makes it easy. Oh, hey, in all fairness, for my wife, man, now I'm stumbling over the dude's name. God, I'm getting old. Help me out. Lord of the Rings, New Zealand actor. God damn it, he's the bad guy. Urban.
Carl Urban?
Yeah, Carl Urban. That's the eye candy for my wife. Yes. Pardon?
I say Carl Urban like 3 times.
Because I'm getting old and it's harder and harder to recall things. As I said, this is for my ego. These are my moments when I go in for my ego of what I'm trying to do. But that is why we go. That is why, digging all down to it. That's why this form of entertainment exists. That's what we're here for. Is what we want to transform. We want to become the hero. We want to, in the third movie, right? He does the most ridiculous stunt I've ever seen. That's clearly not him, and I'm sure it's a stunt man. But there's a bit where they're in some prison, and he's breaking out he's breaking out the girl from actually he's in the second one, but that's how undistinguishable they are. And I don't fucking care. I understand that. They're indistinguishable. I don't go there to distinguish them. I go there to see this stunt where he is hanging from the rope and he does some wild move with his hips and fucking flips out of it and then kills another inmate and looks back at the guy who brought him in and says, "You should have taken the money, Toombs." I want to be that cool just once in my fucking life. I will never be that cool. Okay. I get it. I'm a middle-aged Jewish man living on the outskirts of Boston with 2 kids who will barely listen to me on my best day. I have to threaten to take away their screens. Do you know how impotent I am? Come on. It's not going to happen. But I'm going there for my ego. I'm going there for just that few minutes to sit there in the dark and be Dick B. Riddick. I do love that. That's an excellent point.
Dick B. Riddick.
Maybe we could make an offshoot. Maybe we could make a comic book series, right? Dick B. Riddick, Private Eye.
Low, man. We could totally make that movie. I mean,
I think we could.
How hard would it be?
And absolutely.
Coming out of the dark.
But you even point out also as well in your critique, you point out what makes the character a little bit of cut of buff. He's the guy who doesn't give a shit, but he still does a little bit. He shouldn't give a shit. He should just be one-dimensional and totally. But he goes back for Kira in the second movie, and he still.
Because I hate this movie. I hate all of it. Like, no, that wasn't who he was in fucking Pitch Black, which is why it was so cool. Like, he was literally a murderous assassin. Like, they weren't trying to make him a hero or anything. That was one of the best parts. Like, that dude lives. But the hero pilot dies right at the end. Cole Hauser's fucking drug ass gets it. Like, everyone fucking it was so beautiful.
But he went back for Kira, who was pretending to be a boy, right? That's the whole point. He's still got to when it comes to kids, there's still something he's not going to.
But Pitch Black, it was more about like, hey, the world of space that you love to like imagine and fantasize will probably be a brutal, hostile area. And sometimes the person who's going to win is going to be the murderer. And then like they turn around and they make this guy like, oh, actually, no, I do care.
But there's still got to be some. Listen, I love high concept. This is not high concept. And as you point out,
character.
But the point is that it's still got just enough concept. There's a difference between high concept and low concept and no concept. Right now, everybody's loving Dune. No one's more shocked than me. But that is high concept. I love it. Hey, I love it. I'm currently watching on Apple TV. I'm watching Foundation. Very high concept. Great stuff, right? A preeminent mathematician writes it. and thinks about the very fact of what you're talking about, the sheer mathematics of it, of how many people are going to fucking die if you try and colonize another planet, even with the most advanced technology, right? He's going into that. But this is lower concept, so we're not going that, but it's not no concept. There's still some idea,
well, even if
there's still some thread of humanity that's tying it in together.
Well, even if you do, I mean, you have to at least admit that if you're talking about, fairly cookie cutter storytelling, a fairly simple story arc, a villain obvious, a conflict obvious, like those sorts of things, like it's very well structured, especially the first film. It's very well structured. So you can honestly read the first film quite a few ways. The rest of them, well, yeah, it goes fucking haywire because now it's like, all right, we need a reason to have Vin Diesel beating people up. But we grew up with 80s action movies. This is nothing new to us.
Now, well,
but
with
each
that,
character was germane to the movie. Like it made look. We can do that if we want. We can go right to Cobra, but Cobra was
Nice.
First of all, Cobra was secure. Cobra was secure. But also, he was the character in that movie. The problem I have with Vin Diesel in this shit is that it's not even the character in the movie. It's Vin Diesel in these movies. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it'd be one thing if he had 2 more movies after Pitch Black, where we actually saw the character that he makes in Pitch Black go through 2 other movies. He doesn't even become that. Like, he becomes like now this virtuoso Furion who's out there to save the galaxy. And, it's like, and on top of that, the bigger problem that I have with these type of movies, and yes, you can lose your grounding and still keep the character. I continue to say Superman. I will point out Batman. I will point out every hero you think about. Guess what? Where you started, where you think you got introduced, totally different fucking people. So I'm not even pointing out that. I'm just saying, if this guy is so badass that he can fucking stop these conquering species, how the fuck did you catch him twice?
Yeah, did he want to be? Is what
that's
how it sets up in the second.
Dick Riddick. Dick Riddick is on the foundation level of fucking thinking in the future. That's right. By the way, if that was the case, fucking asshole. You had a chance to save your planet, but you're like, no, fuck the Furians. Whatever.
Kind of liking playing the heel here. This is a lot more fun.
Without the goddamn charm, the coolness, the style, or the goddamn snap. That's what he is. That's what fucking Dick Riddick is. He's Thanos without the goddamn fucking coolness.
Rashawn, the 3 of Clubs, has been hiding how much fun it is to be the fucking heel here because I'm having a goddamn blast. That's all I'm saying. I am free. I am let go of all decorum, all rules. Someone who listens to
can't stand it.
I'm the Jewish guy apologizing for everybody. Well, not fucking today. That ain't happening.
Out of control. Look, this guy's out of control. He literally in another franchise decided that he's wanted to check the Rock. Like he physically checked the Rock. Everyone was so like, that's so fucking wildly ridiculous that even The Rock was like, look, man, I'm not even going to comment on that. Like, if that's what my man needs, that's what he needs. And then he shows up in the next movie, like, all he did was chest to, like, be ready for The Rock. And The Rock is still bigger than him. It's like, what are you doing, man? Just fucking
I'll even give you that, even though I'm standing here like Alan Dershowitz defending the undefensible. Of course, you can put me in that. Yeah. You did it. You did it in this conversation. You forced me to do it. I'm the Jewish guy here who's got to play defense attorney today. Vin fucking Diesel. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit, man, as I have so far. But with that, I'm going to give Greg his 10 minutes to at least chime in and play cleanup here and see whatever he thinks it can even be on that. We have that, mostly I know these movies aren't as near and dear to your heart as they are to Rashawn and mine. They still are to Rashawn's, even though he doesn't want to admit it.
This is the first movie.
We are
good. That's why I keep waiting for the return to that coolness of the first movie. Vin Diesel, hear me. Pitch Black was fucking awesome. Go back to that shit or start acting again. No one wants to hear your goddamn ego.
Rashawn here is pointing out the thin line between love and hate. But let's give it over to the Star Child himself as we're out amongst the stars once again. Let's hear what the Star Child's got to say for his 10 minutes.
Oof. I mean, between you and Rashawn, that was a lot. So I'll try to do my best. Because when you guys first wanted to do, not Firefly with starring not Schwarzenegger versus not the Xenomorphs. I was like, there can't be much real significance.
That was perfect
in this, but I guess there was. I think it is one of the many stories of a groundbreaking idea making a groundbreaking film, and then Hollywood stepping in and turning it into the shit-tastrophe we all know and love. You're always going to have different people that have different opinions about where it should have gone, because you had, like, say, the Terminator. I still say the Terminator never really had a decent sequel, because Terminator 2 was awesome, but was just so completely different from the first one, in the same way Aliens was different from Alien. Like, it was just so fucking different from the first one. You enjoyed it. Blade 2, arguably better than the first one, but it's just so different. The Godfather 2, excellent film, classic, but arguably better than the first one. You had the Tim Burton era of Batman movies. So the first Batman, no one thought that this was going to be good. Michael, why is Beetlejuice Batman? Why is this happening? And then it was a classic. And then the other movies just kind of wobbled. And this just, it feels like it fell into, just like that period of Hollywood films. And I think that, for me, it was like, well, the other two were utterly forgettable because I forgot them. Like, I do not remember those goddamn movies. I know I've seen them, but I've entirely forgotten them because I remember a feeling of disappointment that they decided to go in a full on kind of Battlefield Earth direction, and it just like went straight like into just like,
you're talking about the John Travolta passion project.
Yeah, like it just went absolutely.
Just turn your camera just a little bit on angle.
Yeah.
Record scratch on that one.
Awful. Just an awful.
God, motherfucking Hubbard. Okay.
Yeah, and
by the way, Private Ryan.
It was a lot to digest, but it was not, the first one was, I think, like I said, just solid, 3-part story. Like, it was just introduction, conflict, resolution. And I honestly think that more often than not, if you follow those beats, you're going to have a good movie. You're going to have a good movie. And Vin Diesel, the reason, like, like a lot of times you might want to stretch yourself as an actor, but everybody else is like, no, you're a tree. Yeah, you're gonna be a tree. Yeah, you're a tree. You're Groot. You are Groot. Yeah, you're a tree. Brutal. You're a giant robot. Like that's your range. Like, I know, yeah, Boiler Room was pretty good, but yeah, no, that's your range, sir. That's your range. So as far as that goes, I think it's that. And I don't know if that ever is going to really change, because I think that we've gone a little bit further than that, especially, with the Marvel films, which takes me into the point Josh was making about lowbrow entertainment. The Oscars have been losing ratings for decades now, and everybody wants to know why. Some people want to blame it on wokeness, some people want to blame it on it's too long, or just Hollywood isn't good anymore. Hollywood has always had, especially the Oscars, has always had the problem of not recognizing the movies that people are actually seeing. The sci-fi films, the action film. Those are the movies that people are seeing, the masses are seeing, that they actually want to fucking talk about and that they want to see montages of. And, it really does come to a crossroads when you're talking about the Marvel films, because whether or not you want to be a snobby cinephile or not, this is a groundbreaking achievement. We're talking about over 20 massive scale films with damn near every popular actor and some veteran actors in them, tying together over about a 20-year span. Like, this is an amazing cinematic achievement. Hollywood hasn't even mentioned it. Like, I mean, maybe something, one for cinematography or something, but, like, as far as this should have been the biggest conversation at the Oscars for at least, a good, 8 years, should have been the conversation at the Oscars. And instead, no, you're talking about some